morning, students. Welcome to my class. Today we are going to review a new topic, okay? But at the beginning we are going to remember the topic of the last class. The last class we review about some adjectives to describe festivals, okay? For example, can you tell me what is the meaning of hearty? Okay. We are going to use hearty in order to speak about the food, okay? When something is substantial, okay? That is hearty. And can you tell me when do you use amazing? Okay, we are going to use amazing when something causes surprise, okay? In this case, you are going to use amazing. As I said before, today we are going to review the present simple for future. And what is the objective for today? To explain the present simple for future through an explanation and examples, okay? Do you know in which case you are going to use present simple for future? Do you remember the structure? Okay, today we are going to review that, okay? In order to understand in a better way that topic. Okay, pay attention to the uses, okay? That is the most important part of the present simple for future, okay? We have two uses, okay? We are going to use to refer to events in the future which are certain because they are facts, okay? So we are going to use that in order to speak about true facts, okay? For example, her birthday falls on Friday next year. Okay, in this case I am referring to a future event and that is a known fact about the future, okay? So I am using present, her birthday falls, to refer a future event, okay? The second, to express a clear or fixed schedule or timetable, okay? In this case we are going to use in order to speak about a future event in a specific time. For example, the train arrives present at 8:30 p.m. Okay, in this case that is a timetable event. Okay, the second, the Monet exhibit closes on Sunday. Okay, in this case there is a fixed arrangement. Okay, because we establish a specific point in the future. Okay, I fly to Paris next year, okay? In this case, there is a schedule, okay? That is the same. I am using, pay attention, a future expression that is in a specific point on the future, next week. So I am going to use the present, okay? Pay attention here. That is important. Only the verb below can be used in simple present to talk about a future scheduled event. Okay? I am situated in that part. Okay? If you are going to speak about a specific time on the future, you only are going to use that verbs. Okay? Arrive, be, begin, close, depart, in, finish, fly, leave, open, and start. Okay? Only that verbs you can use in order to speak about the simple present to talk about a future event related to the specific points, okay? So pay attention. Here you have arrives, close, and fly, okay? That verbs are in that list, okay? In that case, I am going to use in order to speak about the future, okay? We are going to check some of rules of the present simple, okay, in order to remember that. For example, it says in the simple present, most regular verbs use the root form, except in the third singular person, which ends in s. Okay, pay attention here. What is the conjugation of any verb? For example, I write, you write. When you are going to speak about the third person singular, you are going to add the letter s to the verb. For example, he, she, it writes. Okay, in that conjugation is the only part that you have to add an extra s to the verb. Pay attention. I write, you write, we write, you write, they write. Only the third person singular, you are going to use the letter S. He, she, it writes. Okay, remember that part. Here you have the structure of the present simple. Okay, so we are going to check that part. Pay attention here. We are going to check the affirmative sentence. For example, I arrived to my cousin's house tonight. Okay, pay attention in that part. For example, tonight, that is a expression that you are going to use in the present in order to express a future event. Okay, and you are going to use, pay attention, the subject, I, arrive, that is my verb in present simple, to my cousin's house tonight, that is the complement. Okay, pay attention in that part. That is the same. I am going to use the party, that is the subject, starts. Okay, pay attention. Here I use letter S because the party corresponds to the subject it. And remember, for he, she, it, I am going to add the letter S. The party starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, in this case I have a specific point in the future. So I am speaking about the future. Okay. Pay attention to the spelling rules. Add es instead of s if the base form is in s, z, x, ch, ch, or the vowel, or but not o. This adds an extra syllable to the word in spoken form. For example, if the verb finishes with double s, you are going to add es. Misses. Remember, that is in order to form the third singular person. Okay. For example, if the verb ends with a vowel, you have to add es. For example, that is the verb beto. You are going to use betoes. Okay. For example, he misses her so much. He betoes every idea. Pay attention here. If the base form ends in consonant plus y, remove the letter y. Okay, for example, we have the verb rely. You are going to use relies. Okay, we change the letter y to eis. Okay, Tom relies on her. Worry, that is the same, worries. Okay, irregular verbs. Pay attention in that part. Two very common irregular verbs that you already know do not follow the rule about, although their third person singular present form do actually end it s. Okay, pay attention. That is the rule in order to change the verb, in order to use the verb in third person singular. Okay, but remember, we have some irregular verbs, the verb to be and the verb have. In order to form the third singular person, you have to use, in the case of the verb to be, is. In the case of the verb have, has. For example, she is, he is, it is. And for another person, I am, you are. Okay, in the case of the verb have, you are going to use has for the third singular person. He, she, it, has. Okay, for the rest of the subject, you are going to use have. Okay. We are going to check the negative forms. Okay, remember, in present simple you are going to use an auxiliary. Okay, do. You are going to use do for I, we, you, and they. And you are going to use that for the subject he, she, it. Here we have an example. I do not express the negative form. And here I have my auxiliary. I do not arrive to my cousin's house tonight. Or the party doesn't not start at 8 o'clock. Pay attention here, okay? You are going to use do for the subject I, we, you, they, and that for he, she, it. Okay? So in that case, what is structure? You are going to use the subject, the auxiliary do or does, the word not, the verb, and there you are going to use the complement. Okay? Pay attention here in that part. The party doesn't not start at 8 o'clock. Okay, when you are going to use the auxiliary does, the verbs do not have an extra s. Okay, pay attention here. I don't need to put the extra s. Okay, and we are going to check the questions. Okay, so pay attention. In this case, we have to change the order. Okay, that is the same. We are going to use do for the adjectives I, we, you, they, and das for the adjectives he, she, and it. Okay, and what is the structure? Pay attention. That is the same. We are going to use at the beginning part do or das. Then we are going to use the subject. Okay, I, in this case the party. Remember, we are going to use that according to the subject. Then I am going to use the verb, and at the final part we are going to use the complement and the question mark. Okay, don't forget to use the question mark. Okay, that is an important part of the questions. Okay, and pay attention here. That is the same. The verbs do not have an extra s. Okay, pay attention. You are already using does because you have the third person singular. In that case, you are using the auxiliary, so you don't need to use the letter s to the verb. Okay, pay attention. In that case, you don't use because you have the auxiliary. In affirmative sentence, you have to use the extra s in the verb. Okay, pay attention in that part. We are going to review how to answer the questions. Okay, pay attention. Do I arrive to my cousin's house? How do you answer? Remember, that is yes no questions. For this reason, you have yes and no. You are going to use the subject and you are going to use the auxiliary. Okay, if you are going to answer in a positive way, yes I do, because in this case I have the subject I, or no I do not, or the contraction don't. No I do not, or no I don't. Okay, in that case I am seeing an example of with the third singular person. So, does the party start at 8 o'clock? How do you answer? Yes, it, because the party corresponds to the subject it. Yes, it does. Okay, I am using the auxiliary. Okay, or no, it does not, or no, it doesn't. Okay, remember, in the answers you are going to use the auxiliary that you use in the question. Okay, in this case I am use does, so I respond or I answer with does. If I ask with do, I answer with do. Okay, we are going to do some exercise in order to practice. Okay, so pay attention in that part. I'm going to start with the first. Okay, so please pay attention here. It says fill in the present tense simple for future. Okay, so we are going to use that. In this case I have the verb be, so I am going to conjugate it. Tomorrow correspond it. Okay, that is a thing. So tomorrow is Friday. Okay, I am speaking about a future event. Okay, it says I to Paris next week. Okay, in this case I fly to Paris next week. Okay, pay attention. In this case we have a schedule. Okay, that is a specific point in the future. In this case that is the same. Tomorrow is Friday. Okay, in this case it could be through fact. Okay, for this reason I am using present simple for future. In this case the plane depart. In this case I am using departs, okay, with a letter S, because the plane is singular. Okay, it corresponds to the third singular person. Okay, the plane departs at 8 p.m. Okay, there is a timeable use. Okay, because I have a specific point in the future. Okay, in this case the train to Ottawa leaves. Okay, that is the same. I am speaking about the train, so that is third singular person. Okay, at 11:30 a.m. Okay, in this case that is the same. I am speaking about a future event in a specific point. Okay, when you do leave. Okay, in this case I am using leave because my subject is you. When you leave for NIEC, okay, in this case that is a question and I am referring to a schedule. Could be, okay? When do you leave for NIEC? I am asking about a schedule, okay? About a specific point in the future, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I am going to do the last. Okay, her train arrives. Okay, that is the same. I am using an extra s because I am speaking about the train, that is third singular person. Her train arrives at 8:35 a.m. tomorrow in the morning. Okay, in that case that is the same. I am speaking about a schedule, that is a specific point in the future. Pay attention to the expressions. For example, tomorrow, next week, next day, next month, next year, tonight are some expressions that are going to appear in order to speak about the future, okay? But the most important thing here is that you are going to use present simple to speak about the future when you are going to establish specific points or a schedule in the future. Okay, in this case you are going to use present simple to speak about the future. Okay, that is the difference, because remember, we already know about the present simple in order to speak about the present events. Okay, but today we learn about how to use present simple in order to speak about future events. Okay, that is the difference. So thank you, students. I hope that you have learned something else about that. And that is all for today. Have a nice day. Goodbye, students.